Hello and welcome. My name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some WARNO 1v1 online replay analysis. This is a game fought between myself, Sheep Thief, and my opponent, Pharaoh, who is about a rank 300 player. At the time that we fought, he's playing 27th Gvardia Motostrelki. I'm playing 2nd Infantry. So, this is actually only my 6th game with 2nd Infantry. I'm definitely still figuring them out. I go forward with these sort of strike teams of SAS supported by snipers, because they are not very strong in infantry combat, and foxes. And then I forgot to give orders to these air mobile scouts and these lynxes, so they're just sitting here. You can see the helicopter slowly whirring to life. This one did get an order, so you can see it's up in the air already, sailing over this mountain. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Some Milan 2s to help try to deal with the inevitable BMP spam. My opponent Pharaoh is pushing forward with Spetsnaz Vedka, 2 CVs, BMPs with Pulamachiki in them, Motostrelki with RPG 26s, and Conkers and a forward operating base for maximum artillery resupply. So here we go. Also, this game was done on stream, so if you guys want to see me stream, then if you subscribe, you should be notified when I go live, so you are welcome to join me if you want to do this. So I send this links over here, sort of a Hail Mary thing here, sort of an expensive Hail Mary, to try to like get some control over here. This Lynx lands here. It does get the air mobile scouts there. The Spetsnaz Vedka show up. Air mobile scouts engage it. Lynx pops up into the air. Fires. Air mobile scouts rout the BTR, which is pretty nice for this fight, although it would be nice if we killed it. So we do get to the field first. The sniper unloads here. I was expecting a little more of a presence here. 27th is a division that you need to have the DLC for that I don't have. So I'm always a little unclear on how much forward deploy they have, but looking at this, it's not super impressive. Spetsnaz Vedka get into this tower here to get some good recon coverage. This Lynx is going to be a bit of a problem for him, but he does have an Eagle unloading here. We get the Spetsnaz Vedka though, which is good. Unfortunately, the BTR stops routing, and it's going to just sort of sit here and shoot the air mobile scouts. Lynx Eagle unloads and fires at the Lynx, and then somehow I'm like still trying to route it forward. I guess I'm not getting it through my head that this doesn't have a... I'm used to rocket helos. I'm like spoiled. He sends a helicopter over here, so I guess he saw the Lynx. And overall he's going quite heavy into here. I've gone quite heavy into here. We've got a tiny bit of a tick, but we're losing our lynxes, and he's not done a bad job at all of basically getting fire onto every single one of my positions. This is somewhat under threat, this is somewhat under threat, this is about to be dealt with. So he's reacted quite well. I send this fox over here for immediate cancer play, trying to get it into like this position or something, to get some cheap kills. Air mobile scouts doing a great job of fighting in here. The SAS are not quite in position. I guess they don't have they're just a little out of range. Unfortunate. This Mi-24K is going to clear up this air mobile scouts. Their small arms fire is not entirely substantial. As the drops, it will become more and more in favor of the helicopter. You can see it does do damage. Small arms fire against helicopters. We still have our +1, but we just don't have that infrastructure that we really want to like hold control. Air mobile scouts fall back, and then the superior RPO, it's used all its incendiary rockets. Rocket air attack gets 2 kills. Good kill right there for me. And he sends a plane to deal with it. MiG-29 screeching across the battlefield. But he pulls it out. So that was a good kill for me. Superior RPO push forward to avenge their fallen brothers. Fires have already erupted on the, what do we call this, north side of the airport. Depends actually what you consider north here. Is there any way to tell? Where is the sun? Is it daytime? I feel like the sun is over there. Is it the morning or the afternoon? Wait, I wonder if is there a church on this map? I wonder if it has a clock on it. Well, SAS do finish off the superior RPO, but they're not looking great. I send these HSF forward, sort of thinking that there might be a infantry fight breaking out there, but there wasn't in retrospect. This Fox gets over here. I don't know, has it gotten any kills? Maybe something here. So a bit of a slowdown here, kind of a weird opening for both of us. He's gone quite heavy into here. I don't have enough to win, so I do need to push, which is pretty bad for me. He gets these Nonas out, which are really scary mortars. Starts firing at this SAS. You can see how much damage they do. These things are not a joke. I have to pull the SAS back. And let me tell you, this will be a theme in this game, because this guy does like his artillery. 2 MiG-29s come from my Phantom. That's not going to be good for me. It just goes down. MiG-29 circle completely overhead, kill my Harrier as well. Fox goes down over here, gets killed I think by the Nonas, which I don't quite understand. Can they like fire? I guess they are like a vehicle. Okay, those things are good. Those things are really good. They just completely destroyed that Fox. Like, that seems like the wrong symbol for these things. These things are crazy. So the build up over here is looking good for him. This is now essentially impenetrable without trying to break it up with artillery. He has this BTR sitting over here, working its way slowly. This is not the best unit for backline laming. I would think a BMP would be more useful, but it looks like he's trying to do something in here with that. Bit of a buildup of infantry in here, bit of a slowdown. Often this happens, as you guys have probably heard me say a million times. At around 10 minutes, there can also often be a slowdown. More Nonas come down on this SAS. This time they might not escape. It does go down. My artillery starts to rain down on him. But my mortars are nowhere near as good as his. These are 81mm standard mortars. Just explode. And he responds almost immediately by just completely destroying them with the Nonas. They die immediately. But these are quite cheap. These are 55 points. I'm not quite sure how much the Nonas are. So they're kind of like a throwaway unit. They are not motorized, so it's not really even worth it to micro them. If someone wants them to die, they will die. My Milans here are having a really tough time shooting behind these buildings. I think that's normal. This Milan is out of position. Looks like it's moving into a better position. I think we can actually speed it up here. So there's just sort of an artillery exchange here. Kind of trying to soften some of this up for pushing across. Not doing a great job of it. Lose a Fox to a Conquerors. This is a very high-tech Soviet division, so you want to try to get as many kills as you can, but like trying to engage one-on-one, like trying to rely on your units being superior is often a mistake. Try to get javelins spread out because I want to try to kill his airplanes. But at this point I'm starting to feel the pain because I'm kind of like, everything that he has is better than his artillery is better than mine. It's not quite fully dawning on me yet, but I'm just feeling like pain. That's how I describe it, like a lot of pain. So HSF, these are big beefy squads. Open fire on the Motostrelki. This will not go well for us. He just opens fire. They don't really accomplish that much. They lose cohesion so fast that they just start kind of doing nothing with their weapons. So I need to remember that. In order for them to be effective, they definitely need to be full cohesion. Bring out more mortars over here. Start to put down fire on here. You can see the mortars are hitting, not doing a lot of damage. It's more that they can just cause a little bit of cohesion damage, but they're not even really doing that. It's actually pretty pathetic. It does make people move them, it's just, like in this game, artillery is not as powerful as it is in real life. BMP about to kill some supply. Let me slow this down. Let me finish my thoughts one at a time. First, artillery in this game is not as powerful as it is in real life. In real life, that would be... a lot of them would be dead. However, when people see artillery raining on their units, no matter what, there's just an instinct, I think a very human instinct, to want to get your men out of there, even if your men are little pixels on a screen. Nobody should have to have mortar fire come down on them. But if you... either way, he has pushed forward and is causing a major breakdown in my defenses here. As you can see, I'm very clumped up back here. Supply looking not amazing. We're kind of desperately trying to do indirect fire with these mortars. And he is continuing to build up in here. I guess we have done some damage, but it's really not enough, because this is actually adequate for getting a CV in the zone that here, and it looks like he's trying to get ready to do that. I guess he's still being a little hesitant because he is taking damage over here. These artillery units are more useful than the mortars are actually getting kills. Some of these javelins move forward, SAS moves forward. I finally kind of get this under control. This Challenger pulls back, starting to kind of spread out again. Right as a nasty rocket strike lands. It's actually not quite right in terms of its target area. He was aiming for the mortars, and he does actually get all three of them, so I guess it was right in terms of aiming for that, but he should have aimed for this. This was the real target, but I don't think he had vision of it. But he did get all three mortars. But that's 150 points. It's really not that bad. They did more than they needed to by pushing this infantry out, doing whatever they did. The infantry's gone, and that's what they needed to do. You can see the quantity of artillery that my opponent has is impressive. He has these howitzers, which I think are pretty accurate. These Nonas, which are just really strong in general. I don't know what to say. They're amazing. And then grads over here, which everyone knows and hates. I don't actually mind it that much. Just like I said before, artillery is underpowered in this game, so I am not super offended. I think in 10v10s it's more disliked. AT plane fires at the Challenger, stuns it, survives one hit, pop smoke, pull back. And we somehow managed to push back a lot of his front line, but this back line he has is, ugh, so much artillery. I guess what I'm seeing here is that his AA isn't that developed. Oh wait, here's a Tor. I was very much assuming that he had a bunch of radar-based AA behind here, but I think he was more relying on his planes, yeah, which just generally outclass mine. Rocket Helo, trying to get out, one hit. Definitely kind of a slow game. Like every time he's pushing forward and causing me problems, but we're just barely managing to put down his infantry. And at this point, I'm fully kind of panicking. This BTR is finally trundled through the woods. Not quite sure what it's accomplishing there. Looks like he killed some supply there. Rocket Lynx goes down. And I am now worried about multiple things. I'm worried about an attack through here. I'm worried about this attack in here. I'm really not sure why he's not pushing with all this. I guess he's overestimating what I have in here. And then I'm also worried about the deterioration over here. You can see I send a lot of units here to try to get this under control. This BTR pops out and almost kills a tracked rapier, which makes me so mad because these BTRs are like essentially worthless. Or like point wise, they're not that expensive. And I missed the first shot with the Challenger, which makes him get another volley off on the tracked rapier. It escapes one hit and the Challenger does succeed in killing it in the second shot. It was around this point that I realized that I'm outclassed by, like, my division is outclassed by his division in pretty much every way. His artillery is way better than mine. His planes are better than mine. His AA is better than mine. His tanks are better than mine. And his helicopters, because he has such good AA, are I mean the Soviets have good helicopters. I don't know what helicopters exactly he has access to, but I don't have good helicopters, so they're probably better than mine. And I realized that basically the only thing that I have, the only advantage I have on him is infantry. And so you can see here that I just start sending as much infantry as I can forward to try to, at least for now, I'm not even thinking about winning. I'm just trying to stop him from running me over. So I'm like, okay, infantry swarm. And so what you're going to see here is, I guess I have some ATGMs coming forward. And I'm not sure if it was right at this moment, but I remember distinctly, and I said it on stream, I was like, all I have is infantry. That's all I can do. So I guess let's spam infantry, and that's what I started to do. My artillery starts to fire at something. What are we firing at? The Nonas. I do get a shot on them. Does he react? He's not reacting. My artillery is just too bad. We got some direct hits there. At least causing some cohesion damage. And some real damage there. That one's totally low cohesion at this point, so something accomplished there. big build up here. You can see I get this HSF here, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. I'm like, alright, let's just spam infantry. Maybe we can stall with it, and something will kind of develop. These ATGMs in here are having a lot of trouble because of this road behind here makes it so that they lose sight and then gain sight back again. Really painful. He did not like that artillery strike, and he just responded immediately with a grad strike. Good call on his part. Not a lot I can do about it. These things aren't motorized, so they're just gonna die. I know I should be microing them, but they're so cheap. All of the artillery in this division is really cheap, so. I actually am kind of glad to lose those as opposed to units closer to the front. So HSF is fighting heroically here at this point. This is pretty good. They need to draw attention, draw fire. They're there to get shot at. That's what conscripts are for, right? Send this HSF over here, just kind of basically getting me vision, using him kind of similarly to the way I use Heimer shoots in 11 ACR. In Steel Division, I played one of the divisions I played had Einsatzgruppen, which are essentially the same thing. Oh, he just barely unloads right there. That was really lucky. Looks like he like panic moved them or something. Not quite sure. Maybe he's reacting to this build up over here. Milan 2 comes under fire. Try to pull back the Javelin and Eagle to here to get them rearmed. A lot of this infantry in here has been degraded. But his is looking a little worse for wear as well. This BTR is a problem. Definitely not great play on my part, if I may say. But we're both kind of confounding each other. Like everywhere he's pushing, at least I'm getting something there. Like there's no point where he's like able to push in without being contested, which is something, you know. We get this pretty vital position in here. An ATGM in here would be nice, but we're a long ways away from that right now. Right now we're just trying to kind of hanging on for dear life. Just trying to endure this endless artillery spam. I think we could speed it up a little here. So another kind of build up in here, which is I think a mistake on his part. I think he could be, well really he just needs to push this in here. I'm not quite sure what he's so worried about. Another artillery strike comes from my tracked rapier, degrading my anti-air. These units are really strong. They are just, oh he's microing them too, look at that. Impressive, very nice. MiG-29s doing sorties, taking out helicopters. Causing more trouble in here. I do get my SAS out. I sort of forget with this division to get my SAS out, because I like think of them as forward deploy like early game units, but I think that's a mistake. I should be getting all of them out. These Stingers are strong. They're good units. I just don't think that they belong on the front. Because they will lose in infantry fights against a lot of units. Can we not see that? It's so strange. So I think my opponent he finally moves this in here. But now I've gotten a non-terrible amount of ATGMs kind of over here. Decent AA web, although these things are terrible. This has been degraded for my opponent, and we are somewhat reinforced in here. So I think he kind of chose a bad time. We do get a T80 BV down, which is very nice. BMP3s are going down, but he does degrade my ATGMs over here with these Motostrelki. These HSF are not going to accomplish anything when they're this, when their cohesion is this low. They do just go down. Nonos finish him off. And what I was saying he should have done a long time ago, he is finally doing. He's pushing into here with a BMP and T80 BB rush is the wrong word, push. Glorious Soviet tank assault. Supported by these Motostrelki medicines just out in the open. And at some point here I am fed up and decide to simply, I've gotten enough infantry out here that I pretty soon here kind of decide to just advance. So I click everything and just Q move forward. So this is not good play at all. You guys should not necessarily mimic this, but there is sometimes a point where you can just walk across the map, especially against divisions like this, which are like high precision. And you spend so much money on stuff in the back line, and we've done an okay job of attacking, and he's kind of pushing in, so we kind of counter push. And we do have a lot of rocket healers here, which are going to cause trouble. And often people, when they push, they don't have their AA caught up. You can see he's racing to get these tours forward to deal with these rocket helos. Over here I'm just pushing through the city, which is the perfect situation for us. He does catch out my SAS here, not amazing, but we have a bunch of these vehicles too. You can see they're just going down like crazy. He does get his point in the zone here. Over here we try to wrap around this position, but he has this Zvedka Superi, which is going to destroy everything that gets close to it. So at this point I thought I'd lost the game. So I was sort of just Hail Married. We had so many ATGMs that a lot of his vehicles were degraded, and look at this. Just a thin, in this case, blue line, but we're British, so we'll call it a thin red line, moving like a wave. Over here the line meets a rock and helicopter fire and does not succeed. But over here we do have our commander in here. A lot of stuff in here has died, but we're going kind of for the throat right here, because if you can see, this is a +2 point. Papa is +2. You can see that right there. This is just a +1. This is just a +1. So if we can get this, that's good. We do have a leader coming through here, and he doesn't have anything in here. So he does have this tick, but we're about to have a really fat tick over here. He pulls his CV out of here for somewhat mysterious reasons, I guess because of the links. He does get it back in there momentarily. Artillery rains down on it and destroys it. But we are almost here with our leader. And we do uncap this position. A lot of this infantry here has died. So his tick goes away and it remains just a +1, and he hasn't even caught up to me yet, and this unit is about to get into position here. We've got these ATGMs moving forward. He's hastily trying to send T80BVs and getting a little caught up in maybe microing a little too hard over here. His infantry is so close to being able to kill this, but he's like trying to shoot it with his infantry, I guess he just Q moved here. Now he's microing forward for the rocket launcher, and I just in the nick of time drive away. And this Land Rover Defender kind of thing. But we do get our Challenger into here. This thing is not looking good. He has to pop smoke on his T-80BB. I don't want this to stick around. And we do get the T-80BB, and that's the last of his presence in here, so we now have the tick. We have 7 minutes left, so if we can hold this, we will definitely have an advantage. Over here, it's the race of the T-80BB across the field. This is what Land Rover Defenders are made for. And meanwhile, his RKH is trundling along on tracks. Rocket helos finish off the infantry here and start firing at this thing. It's racing for my command zone. You can see it's down to the last minute here. We're at a +3, so we're about to have that plus 100 points that we need to win. He just needs to get here. The helos go down, and at this point I buy like literally all my planes. Rockets come, and it does go down. Now, the question here is, did he have a way of winning? So we've got this huge wave of infantry here that is, I'm just sending it forward to like keep the pressure up. I just need time here. Over here, there's pretty much no hope of me getting this back. We have kind of a yin-yang situation where I pushed here and he pushed here, and just I was fortunate enough to be on the side where there's the +2 here. He sends the MiG-23 out. And I still do have a decent amount of infantry, so what I'm kind of thinking here is, how do I secure this? You can see that I do, well, not quite yet I guess, but I do start to kind of micro this. I literally just Q moved this in big motions. Like you can see here, I'm trying to get this guy back, and I'm like, holy mackerel, it worked. We're actually threatening his artillery over here, and I think I'm kind of trying to put myself in his shoes here. Yeah, this is like, let's look at his POV. That is like pretty gross. I wouldn't want to deal with that either, but there's so much of his low health. Oh look, a HE bomber comes for something here. See how much that destroys. Nice slow motion bomb. We get one of his artillery pieces. So, I don't know. I think maybe he shouldn't have given up, because if he could push through here and get this, then maybe he could get that, and if he can clear this up, he wins. He still had time, but he decided he didn't want to deal with it, which I do understand. And thus my random Q move attack was a success. GG to Ferrostorm. Oh, sheep gang. I messed up my neck really bad. So you can see here the kills were solidly in his favor. This guy is a rank 300 player, so quite good. None of my units were looking too good. I'm noticing that my Milans are kind of showing up a lot here, which is what you want to do against 27th, because they have so many BMPs. What you want to see here is a bunch of BMP3s, and I am seeing a decent amount of BMPs, and among them are BMP3s. BMP3, 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 BMP3. So yeah, this is good. For my opponent, look at these Nonas getting a lot of kills. Artillery getting a lot of kills. BMPs doing quite well. Tors doing quite well. BMPs doing quite well. This helicopter was strong. But yeah, nothing super crazy for either of us. And overall, a great game. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and Merry Christmas.